Hello everybody, it's Henry Reader, man. I'm working on a Stihl old 34. I'm going to try to get this bearing out of there without hurting the magnesium case. So what I'm going to do is take my heat gun. I'm going to heat up in here around the side I want to be hitting. This is magnesium. I'll heat it up. This shouldn't transfer to the bearing too fast. This should expand enough to allow me to pop that bearing out with not a lot of effort. I'm going to sacrifice a 9/16 socket. That's the size of the seal. 9/16. I'm going to sacrifice it. If I damage it, it is what it is. But I got to be able to punch this out. I haven't worked on a very old saw in a long time, and I'm trying to save it for a while. Yeah, about 30 seconds. A little bit of time. It's got the pins on it, so that's how quick it came out. And the bearing is warm. That quick. That bearing shot. I'm just looking to make sure no damage. But sure ain't. The bearing came right out without any problem. That thing popped right out of there. Any trouble. Wow. Looks good. Looks real good. There's a little design how they made that where the bearing sits. It's interesting. So this bearing hangs up a little bit. That's why I'm checking it out. Why I took it out. That's a small seal side. That was the flywheel side. So that come out, that bearing's out. So boom, that one's done. Now let's do the clutch side. Same thing I'm going to do on the clutch side. I already got my tool picked out. Got to do it from this side. Got to punch it out. I already got my tool picked out. Fits on the inner side of it. I'll lean it off to the side here when I go to do it. I'll go ahead and heat this up too. Do the same thing. I'm going to heat it up from this side of the crank. Heat this magnesium up. Give it about 30 seconds. Heats up quick. This gun is super duper heat. Like I said, I don't hurt the sidewall pumping the bearing out. It drags a little bit, but not if you didn't do it. But I've done it when I haven't heated up and took them out, and I didn't have any drag issues or damage to the magnesium casing. So I wouldn't lose too much sleep over it. It just makes it a little bit easier to get this nice and hot, and it just makes it easier. We'll put it off to the side here. I got it on my rubber mat. I got some pressure down. It's already out. So that quick. Just heating it up with that heat gun. That quick, that bearing came out with a lot of easement, so it wasn't really hard. Okay, and then when I go to put the bearings back on, I typically I freeze them now, and then I press them. They go right on. I'll freeze them. I'll freeze the crank. I'll heat the bearing, and they'll slide right on. But we'll do that in next episode. So this is Stihl old 34. Okay, taking the bearings out of the casing. That simple. All right, everybody, have a good night. Did it all in under 3 minutes.